Isn't it usually dry in Dubai, you may ask? This question wafts through the room, igniting a deep-seated curiosity about the unusual circumstances surrounding the recent flooding in the Arabian marvel, Dubai. This previously serene and arid metropolis, renowned for its gravity-defying skyscrapers, magnificent shopping centers that encapsulate opulence, and broad, endless deserts that whisper stories of endurance, has been plunged into an unforeseen crisis, an extreme flood of monumental scale. This is not a scenario one would naturally associate with this sun-bathed city, nestled in the comforting cradle of the desert. Hey everyone, and welcome back to Vision Vibes. And today we're diving into the fascinating world of reason behind Dubai is facing flood. Whether you're a seasoned pro or just starting out, you're in the right place to learn something new and exciting. To grasp the sheer scale of the deluge, it is crucial that we embark on an exploration into the mechanics of rainfall. Against this backdrop, we must venture into the controversial practice of cloud seeding, a method used by an otherwise arid United Arab Emirates to augment their water supply. This process involves dispersing substances into the air that serve as cloud condensation nuclei, aiding in the formation of rain. But here lies the controversy. While beneficial in moderation, excessive cloud seeding can lead to unpredictable weather patterns and potentially catastrophic events, such as the flood that recently submerged parts of Dubai. It's a delicate balance to strike, and the recent disaster hints at the potential perils of overstep. Despite its typically arid climate, with annual precipitation not exceeding a modest 100 millimeters, Dubai recently witnessed a torrential downpour, releasing over 2 years' worth of average rainfall in just a single day. The stark contrast between these figures provides us with an understanding of the gravity of this calamity. This was no ordinary rainstorm, it was a deluge that could rival the biblical Great Flood, for which the city was woefully underprepared. Rapidly rising water levels meant large portions of the city were quickly swallowed by a violent tide of flash floods. The worst affected areas include Al Quoz, Discovery Gardens, and Jebel Ali, with numerous homes and businesses falling victim to the flood. The turmoil didn't stop there. The floods brought the vibrant city to an eerie halt, inflicting a significant blow to its economic lifeblood: air travel. Dubai, a global aviation giant, was forced to contend with deserted airports, a cascade of cancelled flights, and a multitude of passengers left in limbo. Their journey abruptly cut short. In reaction to this unparalleled catastrophe, local authorities sprang into action, mobilizing emergency rescue teams and setting up water pumps in several areas to drain the floodwaters. Educational institutions, including schools, colleges, and universities, were swiftly shut down to ensure the safety of students, who were compelled to press pause on their academic pursuits and take shelter in their homes against the unyielding downpour outside. Beyond the obvious disruption to everyday life, the flood also left a trail of property damage in its wake. The Middle East's economic juggernaut, famed for its architectural wonders, saw its structures grappling with the overpowering force of the surging waters. The financial repercussion was significant, with damages to both residential and commercial properties climbing into the millions. What's more is that this flooding doesn't only affect the residents of Dubai. This unfortunate natural disaster penetrates every aspect of life, and no sector is immune to its effects. Even the aviation industry, which is considered as a symbol of human technological advancement, is forced to bow down before the unpredictable fury of nature. Let's take an instance from the recent past. A flight from a reputed airline, Emirates, a symbol of Dubai's opulence and grandeur, was scheduled to fly to faraway land of Auckland, New Zealand. The passengers on board had various plans, each one of them filled with excitement and anticipation. Some were returning back to their families after a long trip, some were tourists eager to explore the natural beauty of New Zealand, while others were business travelers looking forward to important meetings and opportunities. Each one of these individuals had meticulously planned their schedules, packed their bags, and arrived punctually, completely unaware of the unforgiving turn of events waiting for them. The flight, ready to take off, was stationed on the tarmac, all set to embark on what should have been a serene 13-hour journey. However, right at that moment, the skies turned gray and heavy rain started pouring down, causing the Dubai airport to flounder under the relentless cascade. The airport, usually a spectacle of perfect order and efficiency, was rendered completely inoperable due to the unexpected flooding. The pilots, stationed in the cockpit, were forced to announce the unfortunate news. The flight was going nowhere. The passengers, initially taken aback by the sudden change of plans, soon found themselves stranded, sequestered in an enormous grounded metal bird as their dreams of reaching Auckland evaporated into the rainy ether. The grim reality of their situation began to sink in. They were enduring a 13-hour flight to nowhere. The chaos didn't just end there. Simultaneously, over 2,000 miles away, at the Auckland airport, a similar scene of pandemonium was unfolding. Over 2,000 people were waiting anxiously, their faces reflecting a cocktail of frustration and worry. Their plans too had been disrupted due to the weather-related chaos. The passengers were left stranded, as were over 2,000 people at Auckland Airport due to the weather-related chaos. Let's take a closer look at the Emirates flight that was destined for Auckland, New Zealand. The aircraft, filled with passengers eager to reach their destination, was already in the air when the storm hit Dubai. The pilots, skilled and experienced, had to make a tough decision. Unable to land at the suddenly inoperable Dubai airport, and aware of the potential risks of flying through such severe weather, they decided to turn back. The cabin, once filled with chatter and anticipation, fell silent as the pilot made the announcement. The plane was going to return to its point of origin, a 13-hour flight to nowhere. A collective gasp filled the cabin, followed by murmurs of disbelief and concern. Some passengers tried to make sense of the situation, others consoled their traveling companions, while a few stared blankly out of the windows at the tempest brewing outside. How does one react when faced with such an unexpected turn of events? For some, it was a moment of frustration, their plans disrupted. For others, it was a moment of anxiety, the uncertainty of the situation gnawing at their peace. Yet, for a few, it was a moment of reflection, a stark reminder of our vulnerability in the face of nature's fury. As the plane made its way back to Dubai, the passengers were left in a state of uncertainty and frustration, their feelings mirrored by those stranded at Auckland Airport, waiting for their loved ones or for the start of their own journeys. The flight to nowhere served as a poignant reminder of the widespread impact of Dubai's deluge, an impact that reached far beyond its borders. In an unexpected turn of irony just a few months ago, representatives from nearly 200 nations congregated in the bustling city of Dubai. They were not there for the spectacular skyscrapers or the luxurious lifestyle. Instead, they were gathered with an aim to reach a historical accord concerning the climate crisis that the world is facing. This agreement, a beacon of hope for the planet, advocated for a massive shift away from the detrimental dependency on fossil fuels, a leading cause of the global warming that the Earth is experiencing. The meeting was not just a simple gathering. It was a symbol of global unity against a common threat. The participants were not just diplomats or politicians, they were representatives of humanity tasked with a mission: the planet. The agreement, which was reached after long and arduous negotiations, called for an ambitious pledge to triple the use of renewable energy by the year 2030. This was not an easy commitment to make, considering the current global energy consumption heavily reliant on oil, coal, and gas. The deal was seen as a significant stride towards tackling the primary cause of the climate crisis: rampant burning of coal, oil, and gas. It was a brave attempt to reverse the tide of environmental degradation, to protect future generations from the devastating impacts of climate change. The delegates promised to take their commitments back to their respective countries, to take action and make a difference. Yet the irony of the situation was not lost on anyone. Only a few months after this groundbreaking agreement, Dubai, the very city where the climate deal was submerged underwater due to unprecedented flooding. This incident served as a stark reminder of the immediate, unpredictable, and devastating impacts of climate change that we are already grappling with. The question that naturally arises is, why is Dubai flooded? The answer to this question is complex and multifaceted. It's not just about extreme weather patterns, though these undoubtedly play a significant role. It's also about human interventions such as cloud seeding that might have unintended consequences. And of course, it's about the broader context of our changing climate, a crisis that we have created and only we can resolve. And as we continue to grapple with these issues, one important fact stands out. The need for innovative, sustainable, and actionable solutions to our climate and water challenges has never been more critical or urgent than it is today. The flooding in Dubai is not just a wake-up call, it's a call to action. Our response will determine whether we can endure and thrive on this planet, or whether we will let it slip away. In the end, one thing is certain. The need for innovative and sustainable solutions to our climate and water challenges has never been more urgent. Voiceover. As we delve deeper into the climate crisis and its connection to Dubai's flood, it's crucial to understand that the transition away from fossil fuels is not an overnight process. It requires a complete overhaul of our existing infrastructure, a paradigm shift in our consumption patterns, and a significant commitment from all sectors of society. The commitment to triple the use of renewable energy by 2030, agreed upon in Dubai, is indeed a beacon of hope. It's a clear acknowledgement by the global community of the urgent need to shift towards cleaner, more sustainable energy sources. However, this commitment also comes with its own set of challenges. How do we ensure that the transition is equitable? How do we ensure that the poorest and most vulnerable are not left behind? These are questions that we must grapple with as we navigate our way towards a more sustainable future. Now let's turn our attention to the recent flooding event in Dubai. This incident is not an isolated one. It's a stark reminder of the increasing frequency and intensity of extreme weather events, a direct consequence of our changing climate. The flooding in Dubai is a clear demonstration of the immediacy of the climate crisis. It's a wake-up call for all of us, a stark reminder that the impacts of climate change are not some distant or abstract concept, but a reality that we are living every day. This detailed analysis of the climate crisis and Dubai's flood underscores the urgency of addressing climate change. It's not just about saving the planet, it's about ensuring our survival, our prosperity, and our future. The time for action is now. We have the tools, the knowledge, and the capacity to affect change. What we need is the will to act. Voiceover. Transitioning away from fossil fuels requires a massive overhaul of our current infrastructure. This is not a simple switch. It's about reimagining and rebuilding our energy systems from the ground up. It's about investing in new technologies and systems to harness renewable energy. Solar panels, wind turbines, geothermal wells. These are not just tools for generating electricity, they are the building blocks of a new, more sustainable world. The challenges of implementing these changes on a global scale are immense. The scale of the task can be daunting. We're talking about transforming the very foundations of our societies, of our economies. But these challenges are not insurmountable. With collective action, with the right policies and the right investments, we can turn these challenges into opportunities. The transition to renewable energy can create jobs, stimulate economic growth, and reduce inequality. We can build a world that not only sustains life but also enhances the quality of life for all. This is not just about mitigating climate change, it's about creating a better, more equitable world. While the task is daunting, the potential for a cleaner, more sustainable future is well worth the effort. The infrastructure overhaul is not just about the physical structures, it's about the fundamental transformation of our societies, our economies, and our relationship with the planet. As we stand at this pivotal moment in history, the question is not whether we can afford to make these changes, but whether we can afford not to. Voiceover. But the infrastructure overhaul is not the only change we need to tackle. A paradigm shift in consumption patterns is necessary for a sustainable future. As consumers, we hold a significant influence over the sustainability of our planet. Every product we buy, every service we use, every choice we make has a direct impact on the environment. From the food we eat to the clothes we wear, the cars we drive, and the energy we consume, our daily choices can either contribute to the problem or be part of the solution. We have the power to drive demand for sustainable products and services. By choosing to buy from companies that prioritize sustainability, we can encourage more businesses to follow suit. Our daily choices can seem insignificant in the face of global challenges like climate change. But when millions of people make the same sustainable choices, the impact can be enormous. It's like a ripple effect. One person's actions can inspire others, and before you know it, we have a wave of change. Every choice we make as consumers can contribute to a more sustainable world. It's not just about what we consume, but how and why we consume. It's about understanding the impact of our choices and making conscious decisions to reduce our environmental footprint. As we transition to a more sustainable infrastructure, let's not forget the power we hold as consumers. A paradigm shift in consumption is not just possible, it's necessary, and it starts with each and every one of us. Voiceover. Commitment from all sectors of society is crucial in addressing the climate crisis. This isn't a struggle that can be won in isolation or by a single group. It requires a concerted, collective effort that spans across all sectors. First, let's consider the role of the government. It's up to the government to set policies and regulations that encourage sustainable practices. This includes everything from promoting renewable energy sources to implementing strict regulations on pollution and waste. The government's decisions can shape the direction of a country's sustainability efforts, and it's crucial that these decisions are made with the planet's best interests at heart. Next, we have businesses. Corporations, large and small, have a responsibility to adopt sustainable practices. This can be as simple as reducing waste in their operations, or as complex as overhauling their entire supply chain to prioritize sustainability. Businesses have the power to make a significant impact on the environment, and with that power comes a responsibility to act in a way that benefits, not harms, our planet. Finally, and perhaps most importantly, we have individuals. That's you and me. We've already talked about the power we hold as consumers, but our influence doesn't stop at our wallets. We have the power to drive change through our actions and choices, from the products we buy to the way we live our lives. We can choose to live sustainably, to reduce our carbon footprint, to make choices that benefit the environment. And when we do, we send a powerful message to businesses and governments that we value sustainability. Together, we can make a difference. It won't be easy, but with commitment from all sectors of society, we can tackle the climate crisis head-on and create a sustainable future for us all. Today, we've learned about the events leading to the flooding in Dubai. From the torrential rain to the stranded passengers and the controversial practice of cloud seeding, we've delved into the multifaceted reasons behind the deluge. As we face the realities of our changing climate, the story of Dubai's flood is a potent reminder of the immediate challenges and the urgent need for sustainable solutions. That's all for today, folks. Remember to keep practicing, keep exploring, and keep pushing your limits. Until next time, take care and be happy. Reason behind Dubai is facing flood.